Hello traders, quick recap on the day. We had a bit of a continuation rally in the Qs, broke high yesterday and continued up a little bit more. Still, I think scouting a lower high, but the higher we get up here, we're just making more room for a higher low. And so I'm not really trading Qs, but just sort of that's what happened there. And on ES, dip and rally, and I think NQ is the same because it had that dip when it opened the futures on the weekend, and it just basically got bought up. Okay, so ATAI was the next one. So yeah, this one is trying to set a monthly higher low after touching monthly EMA 12. And today it had this rally off the lows. This is the potential monthly higher low right here. Right there, and it broke. It was a stair step up. It broke the stair step today, but did not come in very deeply. So if I go down here to this time frame, I'm going to put in hourly oversold level and see how it lines up. Didn't get there today and had a bit of a rally. I think I'm still scouting that like daily higher low. That break really had no follow through, so I'm thinking maybe we get a downtrend overnight and then something into hourly oversold tomorrow. I'm hoping, because that would be a lot easier for me to dip by. Otherwise, if we gap up tomorrow, then maybe I would be interested in buying against the low of today, assuming that is the daily higher low. We'll have to see what happens here overnight, but I do like the look of this on the daily for the daily higher low. Just don't know exactly how it's going to come. Typically, you'd want a little more retracement than that, but that can totally be the higher low. It doesn't. There's no rule that says it needs to be deeper. So that one is one that is on my watch for first hourly oversold for the daily higher low. And again, we didn't get near it. So if we could, I would be interested in that. Netflix. So this one has had earnings. Yeah, this one, it started rallying off those lows, and I think it was Dan from the chart guys said that this is a potential 3-month higher low. Yes. Let me hide everything so you can see. Yeah, it came back in on the 3-month time frame, and this is on this time frame. This chart looks amazing. On other time frames, to me it's a little more confusing. 3-month, just you get a lot of clarity there. That just looks like a nice clean pull in, and now we've touched the monthly EMA 12 and we're bouncing. So it's a weekly stair step. Current week is an inside bar. You'd be kind of wanting, for this thing to really get follow through, you'd kind of be wanting for this weekly stair step to break. And go down to the daily again. So yeah, we had this rally off the lows, a little bit of a pull in today. If you go to the 4-hour time frame, you can see it's a bit of a rising wedge into the daily EMA 12. So this is a daily EMA 12 rider down, and we did reject from it again after that drop on earnings. So my thought on this was, we basically have the makings of a rising wedge here. It's probably a nice clear one on the hourly or something. But basically this. And my thought was it'd be pretty cool if we dropped out of this overnight and came back in and got into the hourly oversold conditions right here, this green line, and then bounced out of that and see if we can get the rally going from there. So that's kind of what I was hoping for into tomorrow. So this one is definitely on the radar for tomorrow. Then we have XLF, which I was thinking might get a bounce going. You can see what I drew on the weekend, that we had a lower low, and I was expecting maybe a higher low. And I think this was maybe on the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, within this wedge, because we had a 4-hour falling wedge. We did rally out of the lows today, and I was really disappointed because pre-market, I could just see this thing was starting to turn pre-market. It didn't go lower, and it started to turn up. So right in here, I was trying to buy, and my broker would not give me fills no matter where I put the order. It wouldn't fill. And then on the open, it just started to shoot up, and my market fill was too high and kind of ruined my risk reward. But I got shaken out off this higher low, which of course makes sense. Anyway, so from here, what am I thinking? Well, we did kind of reject from the downtrending resistance into the close today. So I got to see what's going to happen overnight. But I do think that a nice higher low. So this would be the I've already drawn it here, but here was the first low, here's the lower low, and then we get a higher low tomorrow. That's kind of what I was thinking. So my stop really would be against low of today, tomorrow. Low of Friday, tomorrow. Assuming we do get that pull in, and then I would try to get long on this because on the higher time frame, we are just looking for a weekly higher low, and I was looking for this to actually get a bounce going back up, especially if we got some rotation out of Qs, which we didn't really get today. And I think that's why this didn't have the gangbusters move that I wanted it to have, because Qs were still kind of strong. And so earnings are coming up, and that's definitely going to affect the Qs, and we'll see how that also affects XLF. But anyway, that's what was going on with that one. KTOS. This was a daily stair step down. It still is a daily stair step down. I had called out that on the 4 hour, or maybe it was the 1 hour. Yeah, on the 1 hour we had a falling wedge, scouting that daily higher low. And so, lower lows, no follow through means the bottom, there's a turn possibly coming. So that's what I was looking for here on the hourly time frame. And on the open, into the pre-market, it was dropping lower. And then right on the open, it started to shoot up. So I bought, you can see right here, I bought right there, basically at the low of yesterday. It did wobble around a bit and then got a nice rally going. And I took some off into this rally. So I've got a stop now under that low. So it did break out of this wedge. It is kind of holding up here in balance. And so I'm really hoping that that's all it's going to take, and that from here it can break the stair step tomorrow and start to rally again. We will see. I do like the way this one's trading. This feels really, really strong to me. Even down on the smaller time frame, like go to the 5, and it's sort of bouncing and looking choppy, but it's doing that after a breakout. It broke out of the wedge, held the wedge as support, and is now holding hourly EMA 12 and just sort of balancing in here. I really like it. Even if it dips tomorrow, it would just be dipping against the low of today, and as long as that holds, I'm still in. So that's a good one I'm excited about. FIGR on the daily time frame, another stair step down into daily EMA 12, and it did rally off the lows after breaking the low of Friday. I didn't try this one. I just had too many things going on with the other things I was looking at, and so didn't go for it. But I do think it's worth a shot possibly tomorrow. So looking at this on the 30, we have 4 hour EMA 12 resistance. We did get a 30-minute higher low. What is this like on the 4 hour? We have a potential 4 hour lower high. Now we got to see if it can put in a higher low. So I do think that a play against today's low tomorrow could be good. So basically looking for the trend to reverse this way, where here was a lower low here was another lower low, looking for a higher low tomorrow for the bounce to go. Meta, I watched today, didn't do anything with it. Silver, how could we not talk about silver? Is it the top? Yeah, I think it might be. Look at the volume here. This is double the volume of our highest volume day recently. Is it the most volume ever? It's pretty close. I think it might be. Yeah, insane volume on this top today. And it was a 5-minute stair step up. No, 15-minute stair step to the top. Not even, but still strong. 15-minute uptrend, and then strong. As soon as I think it was a 5-minute at the tippity top. As soon as that broke and it started flushing, I could just tell people were getting out. It was crazy the way it moved down so fast. And I was like, oh my God, I think that might be the top. And I did take a little bit of a short, especially here into the close. I took a short here and didn't hold on to it. Took another short here into the balance into the end of the day, and then took some off into the close. I do expect this thing to probably gap down tomorrow. At some point, it's going to rally, but I'll just be looking for a 15-minute, 30-minute, or hourly lower high. So I think I'm not the only one. There's going to be lots of people who are looking to get short this thing if they're not already. But yeah, this is a nice big move off the top from 12% down from the top. Pretty cool. So yeah, I think that's the news of the day. Silver potential top is in. And so That's cool. And the other thing I'll add is I did keep Rocket Lab on my screen because I had gotten long on Friday and I got risk free, and then it was coming down and created this shooting star candle, and I was like, oh my god, that's just setting up for this to be the daily lower high and then continuation to the downside. And yes, it did break the low of Friday today and continue on down. So daily downtrend in effect, and it is scouting a weekly higher low. So maybe I'd be interested again as it comes over into this support here from the prior high and into weekly EMA 12. So that's a spot I will be looking to get long. I'm going to put this on my weekly higher low watch list and be ready to try again as it comes down here for the continuation up. All right, that is it for me. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Sorry, have a wonderful Monday. Happy trading.